Browns 24-10 winners here in Las Vegas over the Raiders. They are now 3-8 on the season. The Raiders dropped to 2-9. Chip Kelly actually got fired after this game. We'll get to a big reason why that happened in a little bit, but we have to start with Shedeur Sanders, of course, made his first start, Mary Kay, and look, there were two really big highlights in this game. The first was his deep throw to Isaiah Bond, one of the better deep balls we've seen thrown all season by a Browns quarterback. And then, of course, there was the throw to Dylan Sampson. It was a catch and run. Dylan Sampson did most of the work, but a lot more explosion to this offense at least. And Kevin Stefanski not just outright saying he's going to stick with Shedeur or go back to Dylan after this game.
No, he wouldn't say. He was not ready to do that, and I think that is in part because Dylan is still in the concussion protocol, and he might be being respectful of Dylan. I think Dylan will be out of the protocol by the time we show up on Wednesday. He might even be cleared on Monday, but I don't know if we will know about that or not. But he's not saying, but you have to start Shedeur Sanders. You have to keep this momentum going. There are things to build on here. And the thing that I think that he did the best is push the ball down the field. Easier to do that, of course, against a poor football team. You're not always going to have it like this where you can operate quite like this against a 2-9 football team. But still, he did what he needed to do on, as he told the CBS cameras after the game, on only 1 week of practice, and it was a nice debut.
Yeah, Ashley, it's going to be an interesting decision here for Kevin Stefanski, especially with the Browns going back home. You'd almost be putting Dillon Gabriel in an unfair position if you went back to him after this game. I mean, the first throw he would make against the 49ers, the first throw he would miss, I should say, he'd get booed like crazy. So this could make for a very interesting decision for Kevin.
It could. And, like to Mary Kay's point about the concussion protocol, I think everyone will really have to wait and see what's going on, because I think even if you're a day off in prep with a rookie and next week's already a weird week, there's Thanksgiving, it throws a wrench into things a little bit into the normal routine for even the Browns. So that is part of it too. I think, like, how quickly can he actually be cleared? We saw him back out on practice on Friday, which is of course part of the protocol, but that adds an interesting wrinkle to all of this.
Now, we've got to talk about, again, like I mentioned, Chip Kelly getting fired after this game, and a big reason for that was the defensive line, and a big reason for that was Myles Garrett. So the Browns had 10 sacks in this game. Myles Garrett had 3 of them, including a strip sack. He is up to 18 now, Mary Kay, and he is bearing down on that NFL sack record of 22.5. He already reset his own team record today.
That's right, and you guys know I've been saying for a number of weeks now that he is definitely 100% hands down getting the NFL sack record. That is happening. He will see to it. The Browns will see to it, and before we know it, that record will be completely shattered. He only needs 5 more to do it in the last 6 games of the season, and he could have another multiple sack game like this against the Titans or another sort of inferior team, inferior line coming up here. So he's going to get it, and good for those guys. They need to have some feel-good games. This defense has been so frustrated by no scoring, no points. They're so dominant. They're so good, and it was nice to see them have that kind of success today.
Yeah, and Ashley, Myles mentioned he only had 1 sack in that first half, but it just got to the point where it was like everybody out there was eating. He, of course, adds those 2 more. He had 6 of their 20 quarterback hits. He's just having an incredible season right now.
He really is, and to that point, and to Myles talking about it almost feeling like it was contagious as far as the opportunities that were there, Mason Graham said it was like piranhas, and it did seem like that defense was smelling blood in the water today. Like you said, 20 quarterback hits. The 10 sacks they had as a defense were spread out among 8 guys. So Myles had the 3. Malik Collins, who I think continues to just have a phenomenal season, a career high 2.5 for him. He's now up to 6.5 for the season. That is also a career high, and I really think for the first time in this Jim Schwartz scheme, we're seeing the Browns get consistent pressure from defensive tackles, and it is making all of the difference for Myles Garrett. And he talked about how much he appreciates the work Malik and those other guys are doing, and I think he specifically said Malik is rushing his butt off, and you definitely see it out there in a game like today.
Now, Mary Kay, I want to talk about one more thing that you mentioned there, and that was sort of those feel-good vibes. It was something that this football team needed. We all remember back after that Jets game, and it was kind of, I mean, Ashley and I were walking into that locker room after the game like, what are we going to ask these guys about? What are these guys even going to want to talk about? It was starting to get a little bit bleak, I guess I would say. So just getting this win. And I know Myles Garrett after the game was talking about winning out. Maybe they make the playoffs. Listen, they're 3-8. I wouldn't book your wild card round tickets at this point, but this team, like you said, really did just need something to feel good about.
It really did. And boy, you know, it really makes you wonder if they had gotten some consistent quarterback play this season, what they could have done with a championship defense like this. What we are witnessing is really, I think, one of the best defenses in recent memory in the NFL, not just a Browns defense. They are phenomenal, and I think only going to get better over the next couple of years. So it's really been something to watch, and who knows where this can carry them. They are going to win some more football games. They have a few opponents coming up that seem beatable, even with a rookie quarterback. The only downside of this, of course, is if you do need a franchise quarterback out of the 2026 draft, you just got knocked back a little bit on that.
Yeah, I don't know if they put themselves out of the running for that, Ashley, of course, but the Raiders are going to be looking for a quarterback. There's going to be some other teams looking for a quarterback, and the Browns, by winning this game, take themselves out of that running. But nobody cares here on this Sunday, at least in that locker room. They just needed those vibes.
Yeah, and I think after a game like this one, even among the fan base, there is a lot of excitement about Shedeur Sanders right now. But, I mean, again, we're going to have to see what this looks like in the coming weeks, assuming Shedeur is going to get to keep starting. And the draft positioning, though, I think will always be something that fans grumble about in these quote-unquote down seasons when the record is what it is, and one win can, really alter the trajectory of a franchise long term.
Yeah, and Jacksonville won today, too. So if you are a draft person, it was a bad day for the Cleveland Browns. A good day, though, for a lot of other people. We will cover everything that happened at cleveland.com/Browns.